We all know that we can't be around children without being a part of their world, and children love to play. And because we want our teaching and their learning to be effective, we have to find a way to induce this learning through play, or teach them through play. That is why in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 16 forms of play. I'll be talking about different forms of play and the areas of learning this plays develop in your child. This video is going to be part 1, learning through play. And if you're seeing this video for the first time, please subscribe. And if you're a returning subscriber, I want to say welcome back. A knowledge and an application of these 16 forms of play, or engaging in these 16 forms of play, is going to help you to understand the kind of play your child needs. Because in each of these forms of play, there are different areas of learning that your child is being exposed to, or there are different skills your child is being exposed to. Before I start mentioning the 16 forms of play, I'm going to highlight the 7 areas of learning. The 7 areas of learning is under the EYFS curriculum. The EYFS curriculum is an early years foundation stage curriculum adopted by England. And so many schools around the world have been using this curriculum because it is tailored to helping your child meet their milestones. This EYFS curriculum is for children between the ages of 0 to 5 years. It will help you as a teacher teach them easily, and will help the child to be able to understand what is being taught. The first area of learning is communication and language. The second is physical development. The third is personal, social, and emotional development. The fourth is math. The fifth is literacy. The sixth is understanding the world. And the seventh is expressive arts and design. For a better understanding and proper explanation of these forms of play, I'm going to highlight the early learning goals that each of these areas of learning focuses on while your child is learning. So for communication and language, it's focusing on listening, attention, understanding, and speaking. For personal, social, and emotional development, you're looking at self-regulation, managing self, building relationships. For physical development, you're looking out for gross motor skills and fine motor skills. For literacy, you're looking at comprehension, word reading, and writing. For math, you're looking at numbers and numerical patterns, that is, shapes, space, and measures. For understanding the world, you're looking at past, present. You're also looking at people, culture, and communities. You're also looking at the natural world. For expressive arts and design, you're looking at creating using materials, example, media. You're also looking at being imaginative and expressive. Each of those areas of learning have been abbreviated so that while you're looking at the 16 forms of play, you can identify the area of learning that each form of play is developing in your child. For communication and language, it's been abbreviated to CL. For personal, social, and emotional development, it is abbreviated to PSED. For physical development, it is abbreviated to PD. For literacy, it is abbreviated to L. For math, it is abbreviated to M, or math. For understanding the world, it is abbreviated to UW. And for expressive arts and design, it is abbreviated to EAD. So for each of those forms of play, you will see me highlighting the areas of learning that each of this form of play is developing in your child. So if you want to teach your child communications and language, for instance, how to be able to listen, how to be able to understand, how to be able to pay attention and to speak, you know the kind or the form of play to engage your child in. Then you look out to see if the child is actually developing or improving in that area of learning. Or you want your child to be able to start writing, literacy. You can find a play that develops literacy. And in literacy, we're looking at comprehension, ability to comprehend. You're also looking at word reading. Is a child able to sound properly, to blend properly? And then you're looking at writing. So the kind of play that you can engage your child in, and it will expose or it will harness this area of learning in your child. That is why each of these early learning goals is important for you as a parent, not just for teachers, for you as a parent to understand, because they are basics, especially for children within the ages of 0 to 5 years. Remember, I said all of this is under the curriculum of the EYFS, as the Early Years Foundation Stage Curriculum, initiated in England. And so many schools around the world have adopted this curriculum because it works. It actually meets all the developmental matters of a child. For instance, you find children that are not able to take turns. When it's time to play, everyone wants to play at the same time, or everyone wants to get to the door at the same time. You can teach them how to take turns by getting them involved in forms of play. Now, the first form of play I'm going to be talking about is communication play. Communication play allows your child to play using their words, their gestures, and the kind of, or the area of learning that this type of play develops in your child is communication and language. Remember, I mentioned it. Physical development, because while they are trying to act it out, and while they are using their words and gestures, they are talking, they are communicating. So listening and attention, understanding, and speaking is going on. So that is the area of learning that is being developed in your child. Peradventure, you have a child that is struggling with speech, or is still learning how to speak properly, or their speech is not so clear. You can engage them in this type of communication play, this form of communication play. And there are examples, different examples of communication play. For instance, hide and seek is a communication play, or hide and seek me out, as you may like to call it. Peekaboo is also a communication play. There are different types of play that are under each of these forms of play that we're talking about today. So I want you to flow with me as I go on. The second form of play I'll be talking about is creative play. Creative play allows your child to explore and try out new things using their imagination. Can you think about the area of learning that is being developed in this type of play? I'm thinking about expressive arts and design, because in expressive arts and design, you have using materials or creating using materials. Another early learning goal that is achieved with being imaginative and express. The third form of play is deep play. Deep play allows your child to experiment with play, facing risky experiences and addressing fears. The fourth form of play is dramatic play. Dramatic play allows your child to experiment with roles they could take on, acting them out. Explorative play. Explorative play allows your child to explore the world and how things around them function by using their senses. While you're engaging your child in each of these forms of play, learning is taking place. Fantasy play allows your child to explore their fantasy world and experiment with things that aren't likely in real life. The area of learning that this form of play exposes your child to is expressive arts and design and understanding the world. The seventh form of play I'll be sharing today is imaginative play. Imaginative play allows your child to play outside the rules of the physical world. The area of learning that this form of play exposes your child is expressive arts and design and personal, social, and emotional development. The eighth form of play I'll be sharing today is locomotive play. Locomotive play allows your child enjoy experimenting with the sensation of movement in play. The area of learning that this form of play develops in your child is physical development and personal, social, and emotional development. Mastery play. Mastery play allows your child to show they can control elements of their play or the environment. The area of learning that this form of play develops in your child is understanding the world, physical development, personal, social, and emotional development. The next form of play is object play. Object play allows your child to develop their hand-eye coordination and manipulation skills. The area of learning that this form of play develops in your child is physical development and math. The next form of play that is very interesting I'll be sharing today is recapitulative play. Recapitulative play allows your child to explore their past through stories, rhymes, rituals, and ancestry. The area of learning that this form of play develops in your child is understanding the world, communication and language, personal, social, and emotional development, expressive arts and design. The next form of play is role play. Role play allows your child to explore different roles and ways of being and try them out in a safe environment. The area of learning that this role play develops in your child is expressive arts and design, communication and language, personal, social, and emotional development. The next form of play I'll be talking about is rough and tumble. Rough and tumble allows your child to develop their physical skills in a safe and friendly way. The area of learning that rough and tumble develops in your child is physical development, communication and language, personal, social, and emotional development. Remember, an example of rough and tumble is obstacle course. The next form of play I'll be sharing is social play. Social play allows your child to develop an understanding of social rules and how they work when playing with others. The area of learning that this form of play develops in your child is communication and language, personal, social, and emotional development. The next form of play is social dramatic play. Dramatic play allows your child to explore their social skills by acting out social roles. The area of learning that this form of play develops in your child is expressive arts and design, physical development, personal, social, and emotional development. The last form of play is symbolic play. Symbolic play allows your child to experiment using objects or symbols to represent something else within their play. The area of learning that symbolic play develops in your child is math, physical development, and expressive arts and design. Understanding the world can also be captured during this play. I know some of us will find this very strange or very, uncomfortable, but you keep learning one day at a time. You have to be open-minded and willing to be a child. Like I, for one, was always not like this. I learned how to connect properly, the right way, and to get myself engaged in some kind of play. Yes, there's some kind of play that we've mentioned today that you cannot relate to, but because it's going to develop that area of learning, or it's going to teach your child, or you're going to be able to find it easy or seamless to be able to teach your child that concept or that skill that they need, you have to bring yourself to learn to play that kind of play. Please allow yourself to enjoy this childhood journey with a child in your care, and you'll be glad you did. See you in the next video.